Oh, wow.
Welcome. Today we have ALPACASITA joining us here on Easy Chat to sit down and have a conversation. If you don't know, she streams constantly. I think you're going for a 30-day streak right now, right?
I am, yeah. Monday, 12.
There you go. You could catch her on Twitch, streams over there quite a lot. Has some YouTube content out there as well. We'll dig into that a little bit later. I'd say your play style is very roam heavy, lots of PvP. And she's just had, if you probably saw it in some of the Twitch drops in February, the backpack, the ALPACASITA backpack skin. Yes. What else? What did I miss? What do you want to tell the viewers about you?
I think you rounded it up pretty well. I think my playstyle is mostly whatever my teammates like to do. I don't like to keep it the same every wipe. So if they like to roam a lot, then I'll roam a lot. They're trying to T-farm, then I will T-farm. Yeah.
I don't know how you're streaming for 30 days. I can't do anything for 30 minutes.
Yes, that's too funny.
I find that if you set a goal, it's a lot easier.
That's true. I think that's a pro tip. I know that going into wipes sometimes, if we don't have a plan, well, if we have a plan, no one sticks to the plan. Everyone tries to do their own thing. But also equally, when we don't have a plan, sometimes it could be kind of, what are we doing here?
Chaos.
Yes, chaos. So really quickly, I want to ask you if those of there haven't heard you talk about this before. How did you come up with the name ALPACASITA?
Well, my first name was Lonely Alpaca, and I don't really know how I came up with that. I just decided that was going to be my name, and then I didn't want to be lonely anymore, so I decided that ALPACASITA is like a small alpaca in Spanish, and since I'm half Colombian and I speak Spanish, I wanted like a nod to that in my name since I mostly stream in English. So yeah, ALPACASITA became my name. People used to call me Alpaca for a while, and then Vey, don't know if you know Vey, she started calling me Sita, and that like changed everything. I thought that was so cute. So I have people mostly call me Sita or Elena. A lot of people call me my first name, which is Elena. You didn't know?
Oh, heck yeah. I used to be Harry Webble, but I got tired of being lonely, so I changed it to Harry Webbles.
So you guys have that in common. Similarities there. There you go. Could it be Huevosita? There? I don't know. Maybe you should look into that.
Huevosito?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Very cool. That's interesting. Yeah. I do find it fascinating that some streamers, not all, but it's I feel like it's rather uncommon for a lot of streamers and even just Rust content creators to be so out there with their actual name. I mean, it's out there if you're a nerd of the Rust content and you listen and you know a lot of stuff. But I thought that was interesting. So very cool. Very cool. Yeah. How did you get into Rust? How long have you been playing? If I don't know if you predated like the recoil and all that. How long have you been playing Rust, and when did you discover it?
I started in 2018, but I was a nerd in school, so I didn't really play much until probably since I started uni, which was 2022, would be like consistently playing. I don't have that many hours for how long I've been playing. I only have about 6,500. But yeah, I started in 2018. Yeah, I mean, compared to the people that I play with, I'm usually like half of their hours, if that.
Sure.
So I do feel like a little bit of a noob when it comes to that, but I do try my best. But yeah, I started in 2018 because my IRL friends played Rust. I actually bought a PC to play Rust. I'm very much a Rust gamer. I haven't really played that many games other than Rust. It's consumed my life since the day I downloaded it. So yeah.
As it should.
That's pretty much how Loot and I met. Me and Lootenberg came over from console to PC, and this was my first PC and my first PC game. And I'm like a little crackhead with this game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the case. Bought the PC for Rust.
Yeah, that's yeah, we're the same. Yeah. Bought the PC. IRL friends got us into Rust. First it was console, that was the gateway drug, then we got the PCs and we haven't looked back. So very cool. Okay, well, we talked a little bit about, you primarily are on Twitch streaming. I'd say that's your default mode of content.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk us through a little bit of how you decided making the jump from, hey, I like this game, I like playing it with my friends, to I want to stream this game, I want to turn it into a little bit more than just a casual gameplay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I originally started streaming for my friends. They would be the ones who would watch me play the game. I have made a lot of friends abroad as well. So when I started playing, I had IRL friends that already played, and they had so many people that lived, in Europe. I grew up in Hong Kong. So I started playing in Hong Kong, and a lot of my friends were in Europe. So I started streaming for my European friends. And then I just enjoyed yapping, and I found that the more I streamed, the more people watched, and yeah, kind of just snowballed, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. I have to ask you, I want to clear your name for our viewers here for a second. You said you started playing in Hong Kong, and I do see the name you have right now. Have you or have you not ever played in a Chinese Zerg?
I have never.
Okay.
I've never played in a Zerg. I've actually never played in I think the biggest groups I've played in are probably like Twitch Rivals teams.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. ALPACASITA is not a member of a Chinese Zerg. All right. Just wanted to clear that up, just in case.
I don't know. I remember getting found away by this name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It means Hong Kong, actually.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm sure that's a fascinating place just to live in general.
For sure.
Yeah. But now you're based in the UK.
Yes, I live in Scotland now, which is where my mom is from.
Okay. Yeah. Because I can't quite pick up on it. I feel like there is a little bit of something of an accent there. Like sometimes it comes through, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, you don't sound anything like our first guest, Yuds, from Scotland, certainly. But
that's what happens when you grow up abroad. It's called the international accent.
There you go.
Sound like you're from everywhere and nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you've talked about just going all in on Rust, and it was just a game that you love it, and it is the main game you play. What about it is drawing to you? Because I'm assuming you've played other video games here and there. What about Rust really just kind of hooked you and pulled you in?
I think it was mostly the fact that you can literally do anything in Rust. Like, you don't have to just roam, and you don't have to just farm, and you don't have to just, do electricity. Like, there's so many aspects of Rust that you can do and continue to have fun on for so long. It's probably why the game has lasted so long and why the game continues to grow. Like, look at the naval update. You could spend your whole wipe out at sea, not even touch land, and it just continues to grow like that. So I just think the fact that it keeps growing and evolving, and you keep adapting your playstyle, makes it a game that grows with you. So I guess that's why it's still my favorite game, and probably will continue to be my favorite game.
Maybe PvPers like yourself can spend your whole wipe at sea, but we make a boat if we're lucky, get to deep sea, and immediately die. We are farmers.
No, that's happened to me before, right? Very recently, we tried to live only on a boat, Sven and I, and it went very badly.
Oh man,
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, you live for the good moments, and the bad moments make the good moments that much better.
100% agree. That's too funny. What if you wouldn't mind kind of sharing with us when you were newer to the game and still figuring out, because if you go over there and check out ALPACASITA's content now, you can very much tell she's a gamer, a pro.
Thank you.
If share with us kind of some of that development of going from the noob to doing stuff like rock to AK, all that types of fun stuff. What was that transition like, and how did you, get good at the game?
I would say I'm very far from where I want to be, but I'm not bad. I was very lucky in that when I started playing the game, I played with people who were very good, much better than I was. And so they really like tried to teach me. I had a friend once like get me on UKN and like teach me how to scrim for like hours. And I had people like teach me how to flank, and like they would literally teach me the game rather than like me figuring it out on my own. So I was very lucky in that sense. I'm a very good friends, and I still have very good friends. I'm close with them still to this day. So I think that's probably why I'd say like 3K hours. I started feeling like I could probably make decisions by myself, and like, I don't know, that, having the teachers, so to speak, was very supportive. And I think I can now teach myself, like watch back footage or like think about fights and be like, oh, I probably could have improved that. Cause there's always something you can improve, even if you win the fight.
Yeah, for sure. Rewatching gameplay is really how I learn right now, or try to not do the same mistakes. Because in the moment, you don't see what the hell is happening. It's not until after you get to go through it and you're like, okay, I could have done that, or I should have walled.
Yeah, for sure. That's the number one. I should have walled.
We usually roam like at 40 to 60 health. And so we lose a lot of fights.
Yeah.
That's it's funny that you said that, because I'm sitting here thinking, man, I really need to reevaluate how I play the game, because I don't seem to be getting better, and that's probably because I don't play with those teachers, and I am very introspective IRL, but perhaps in Rust I should be a little bit more, because I'll just casually sit here and watch some Oil Rats, Omni, Blueprint, yourself, whoever, and I'll just be like, okay, I'm just gonna send it. I'm gonna jump off the mini. Yeah, I'm like, why can't I do that? I play Rust, and then I very quickly find out why. So
no, it's good that you send it though. It's very good to like. I mean, you're never gonna win anything if you don't send it.
That's
Please
true.
Don't encourage him. We usually only have one AK.
Yeah. I'd say that my toxic Rust trait is that I will send it solo and then casually, in a very passive aggressive way, say, we really got to play as a team, guys. We're never going to win if we don't.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Very funny. Okay.
It's usually like, Harry, stop organizing boxes. We got to get out there.
Exactly. Now listen, if you hear those cargo horns, you already know Lootenberg is sitting in the mini.
Out the door.
I need to go lose the kit. Yeah. Okay. I want to switch gears here a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit more about Rust life and do a little deep dive. Okay.
Yeah.
So really quickly, I want to get your take on something. What is the natural rate of unemployment for a frictionless economy with perfect information and zero search costs?
What?
Okay. Okay. Next question. Talk us through some of your more memorable raids or bases.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually somebody who tends to forget the wipe as soon as it happens. I don't retain a lot of Rust information in my brain. I go to uni, so I have a lot of other things to remember. But I will say, thank God that I stream, because going back and looking at clips is probably my favorite thing to do in my spare time. Like seeing how much fun I've had with my friends over the years is so fun. And I had a little look through since you sent me the notes on what was going to be spoken about today. And I think I wrote down a few things. This one time I was playing in like a quad, and we were out farming, and we hear this loud boom, and we look up to the sky, and a scrap heli is exploded, but like these particles start falling from it, and they don't look like people because there's just so many, like easily 20 particles falling from a scrap heli. And we're like, oh, we'll go to the boom, but like I don't know what it looks like. You know when you hit a tree and there's like birds and then it like falls and there's like it kind of looked like that. And we go up to where the scrap heli blew up. There is 20 bodies. Raid loot. Like, it was insane. So I think that's probably my most memorable, like, what the heck just happened moment. I think most memorable raid would have to be this one time we were playing and we snowballed so hard we were still on a wood base. And we started expanding our wood base because we knew the raid was going to come. And then an 8 to 10 man comes to slam our wood base. And for like an hour, we're defending. Ceiling and wood. Like, it was such a movie. Eventually, you know, wood only goes so far. But for like an hour, we were defending against an 8 to 10 man. There was 3 of us. It was insane. So I think that's probably my most memorable raid. There's another time where we built on an iceberg. Didn't play the wipe, but I was there towards the end. And it was like a hemp base. It was supposed to be this hemp empire. And I had never defended a raid before, like myself, really. Like, there was 2 of us, but I killed all of them. And I remember shaking at the end of it. Because I was like, what the heck just happened? And my teammate was gassing me up, and it was just such a good experience. I just actually remember that without having to look back at clips. That was really fun. And I think probably the last thing is whenever I play with somebody who's like got 20,000 hours in the game. I have a close friend who does, and he always has a very like teaching play style, or he'll be like, hide in this bush, do this, do that, and like in a very kind way, not like a bossy, in a very like he's trying to teach me kind of thing. And I really enjoy playing with him because like he's a very good predictor. So he'll be like, okay, this is what they're gonna do. We're gonna go face down in this bush, wait for like 5 minutes, and kill them all. And the amount of times that we've done that is insane. So I tried to replicate that without him. It doesn't work as well. But eventually I'll guess it. I think recently we found that you can hide inside the wood stumps in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been sitting in those. That was very funny. Like, I think that happened like 2 days ago. Very funny. So yeah, I think those are probably my most memorable moments. There's more, but I think so I can remember.
Okay. That's very funny. Yeah. That's there's whenever you come across that, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you just gotta get through it before you can even share what happened, you know?
Yeah. You can't even process it.
Yeah.
That's
one of the things I love about Rust is that when you hear the stories, it reminds you of your own stories, and not as cool as a 20-man falling out of a scrappy. But one time, Loot and I we were poor, dead broke on Rust.
As always.
Yes. And we won a raid, and we came across Loot, and we have both full backpacks. We finally are juiced up, and we're flying back. And the server's kind of almost dead. And we were learning how to fly upside down on the Mini. And we said, we're going to send it, right? We're almost home. What could happen? We go upside down and immediately crash. But the thing I remember most is on our way down, we landed at the feet of 2 full metal kits.
No way.
I can imagine like what they were thinking, what they saw as we came crashing down full of loot in front of them. You're welcome.
You always have to think about your opponent's POV. Whenever you do something funny or stupid, you always have to think about their POV. I was playing with Chase recently, and we were in a Mini, and we just landed on the roof. Like, we just crashed on the roof full of loot. I'm just thinking, I wonder what they're thinking. Like, I hope they're having fun.
Yeah. Like, thank you for the donation. Yeah. The stories like that we play for.
Yes. The stories are just the best. Yeah. They reminded me of the Sabrina Carpenter story there, Harry. This is, I don't want to get canceled out here by anybody, but there was a time where Harry and I did a very toxic thing, but it was justified. Okay. So don't judge us. We were playing, and I think there was a few of us. We're all really terrible. Our group is called the Clan Next Door because we are awful. Like there could be, we're not really a clan, but like there could be 6 of us on and we're all real friends. And one person could take us out with a bow. Yes. And we could be like Metal Tommy. But I'll never forget, I was going down this road farming, and this guy comes out of his base and kills me and is just being super toxic about it. And his name, the character, his name in the game was Sabrina Carpenter. And he's killing me. And I was like, listen, buddy, I want my kit back. I want that farmer's kit back, or I'm going to raid you. It was one of, everybody says that, but this particular time, I knew we had the rockets and I knew I had the people. And so we fly back in the Scrappy immediately, and we land and said, all right, Sabrina, last chance. I want my kit. Nothing. So then we start raiding. But the funniest part about the whole story is, have you ever seen the video? I forget the gentleman's name. We'll have to put it in the notes, of the guy who like traps the kid in the chair to do the fireworks in the house. The kid is screaming. He's like, oh no! Well, the entire time we're raiding this guy's base, he's screaming like that. And it's just like, it was like a burlap kit. I was just feeling some type of way that day. But anyways,
that's so funny.
We're probably going to get canceled for that. So,
yeah, but he spent like 2 full days just door camping us for no reason.
Yeah, there was some
honestly,
history.
Maybe I'll get canceled, but you don't need a reason in Rust.
No, you don't. That's true.
But we try to keep it friendly because we're not good enough to make enemies. So
Exactly. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about, I know I was chatting to you the other day in your stream, and I made a comment about, I don't know if it's just there's more creators or what it is, but it really seems like sometimes the EU servers seem a little bit more air quotes fun. They seem less, again, this could just be sampling bias, but they seem a little less toxic. I want if you could talk a little bit about that, just your experience going to different servers and kind of those environments and communities.
Yeah, I think EU is for sure maybe slightly less toxic. I think Rust is always going to be toxic, and you'll find people anywhere that are toxic. But I do think in general, I can probably play with voices on for a little bit on an EU server, whereas NA, I don't even try to play with my voices on. And I just think people play very differently on EU versus NA. They have very different play styles, I think. You'll always find like the Russian Zergs or, the door campers will never give up on you, but they're more send it kind of people. They're more, they're better at the game, I think. So they're inevitably more fun to play against. There's also more creators in the EU scene, I feel like. Like in general, better players means probably more fun on their servers. But yeah, I don't know. It's very subjective, depends on the servers that you play. But I have found that in general, and I've played a good amount of servers, I would say EU is definitely more fun to play.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting take. Yeah. One thing we want to do with this podcast, and there is a big scene, I'm not belittling it, but we would really like to, I say this as we haven't interviewed a single American creator. So if you're out there, come on the pod. We want you. We want to interview everybody. We're interested. If you come on this podcast, you're someone that one of the 3 of us, Ithaca, Harry, or myself, follows, finds interesting, and want to speak to. We're not interested in talking to people we don't find interesting, but we do want to be a place to platform all Rust content creators. But obviously, Americans have a special place in our heart, being Americans ourselves. So, yeah. I want to talk to you a little bit about your skin, your backpack Rust skin. Yes.
Coolest thing that's ever happened to me. It's
very cool. It's awesome. It's actually highly functional too, in the sense of it kind of works well in the desert biome. I know you've mentioned that's one of your favorite biomes. Talk to me about how the idea came about. Was it something you're like, I want to pursue this? Did it happen organically? Kind of walk me through that.
I think that I always wanted to make a skin, like for a submission. And you have a better chance of getting your skin accepted if you already have one made. So, I was originally wanting a bed skin, but at the time, beds weren't skinnable. And I don't know. We just got to the point where I was like, okay, beds are probably never going to be skinnable. So let me think of something else. And I came to the conclusion that the backpack would be like the most fitting thing. I like loot. I like to loot. I love backpacks. I didn't want to do a gun skin. I felt like everyone does gun skins. They're kind of overdone. And to make something that stands out as a gun would be a lot harder than to make, something like a backpack. Also, like the alpaca theme, I think goes better with a backpack than it would have with a gun. Funny story though, once I had decided we were going to do a backpack and I was thinking about what it would look like, a week after I had announced what it looked like, beds were skinnable. So, but I'm so happy, honestly, that happened, because I think the backpack was probably the better decision over the bed. But yeah, I came up with that because I think it looks cute as an alpaca. I was worried it would be a little too girly, maybe for Rust. So at the beginning, it was a little like shiny and maybe a bit too cute because it had like big eyes. I'll see if I can find like what it used to look like and send it to you. But we de-cutesified it a little bit. It's still very cute, but I think it fits me. And I think it's also functional because, again, as you said, desert's my favorite biome. Goes well with the Desert Raider set. Not that I want to encourage using camo skins, but it is what it is.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of where that came from.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I find it fascinating. That's something that not everybody gets to create a skin, and it's very cool. I love the if found return to tag on the inside. Yeah,
that's my favorite part.
Yeah, we'll definitely throw a picture of that up on the screen. So, talk to me a little bit about the design process and the iterations of that. How you said you kind of had to decutesify it a little bit. To make it more Rust, I guess, less girly. Were you really concerned about that?
I wasn't like very concerned about it, but I was a little worried that like, because maybe it would be too girly and people don't want it. Like, and you want to make a skin that people actually use. And so I did feel like I'm not very girly myself. So when I did see it, I was like, okay, this is like a bit much. So I think when we made the little closed eyes, it looked a lot better. But originally we wanted to go with like a white backpack. We were thinking like snow. Alpacas are like, they're white. Some of them, I guess you can have multicolored, But when I look at my profile picture, for example, on like my Discord server and my old profile picture, the alpaca is white. So we were thinking we would make a snow camo alpaca backpack, but it didn't look as good. There wasn't enough like texture in it. And there's also like H-Stream's backpack, for example, is a perfect snow backpack. It's a Twitch drop. So we wanted to go with something that was like new. And I don't think there's been a desert themed backpack that was a Twitch drop yet. And I like the cream color. I think it's cute.
Yeah, I think you guys killed that design. It's you can tell what it is. It's a simple design. It's not overdone like a lot of them, where it's just too much to take in at once. This is really good. It's really good design. You couldn't have done that on a gun.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we didn't want my name to be plastered on it either. I think like it's an alpaca, people guess it. But the cute tag on the back was like a kind of an Easter egg. You only see it if you throw it on the ground.
Right. That's very smart. The less is more kind of minimalist type approach. No big gaudy logos. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Have you seen it? Have you come across it in game?
I have. I get so excited every time I see someone with it. I don't care if I die to them. I haven't yet. But the day that I die to someone with wearing my backpack, I will probably talk to them in game and be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for skinning it to that.
Very good. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't imagine you died to too many people. That
no, I do. Trust me. No, it's fun. I love Rust, man.
It is so good. It's so good. All right. Have you gotten like tons of feedback from other creators on it, or? Did you in the process get lots of feedback or?
No, it was very like, behind the scenes kind of, because we originally made it as a submission rather than like this is my Twitch drop kind of thing. Face Punch is probably the best game development company out there when it comes to supporting their creators. Like, they are so supportive. They are so they provide so much for us, and so it's so cool that we're able to do this. And they set out like a list of guidelines and things a few months before my skin came out to say, how to get your skin in the game if you're a creator. And one of the things was make one beforehand. And well, there we go. I made one beforehand.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It is. I love that they do the Twitch drops and how because it's a good way to find creators that you might not have known about before either. And you come across a lot of people that way. So, okay. Let's move to some rapid fire stuff. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
What is your best PG toxic voice chat story?
Best PG toxic voice chat story. I think it would be this one. This one time, I'm a girl, right? There's not that many Rust players who are girls, or if there are, we don't really talk in VC because there is a big problem with women talking on video games and getting harassed.
A lot of mouth breathers out there, yeah.
So there have been times where I have tried to use my girlness to my advantage. And sometimes it works, very rarely. But there's one time it did not work at all. This guy would not leave me alone. He would not leave the base. Kept asking questions. I honestly probably could have turned voice chat off. I actually have a TikTok clip out, but yeah, don't watch it. It's not very PG. But yeah, I think the funnier stories come out when you start talking in VC, but I rarely do it. Not only because, I don't know, I don't like to be too toxic, but also, so if they do pick up I'm a girl, sometimes they'll say, "Oh, is that a little boy?" Because I don't have the highest pitch voice. Then it'll usually be, "Oh, here's a gun," or non-PG things.
Right.
I'm gonna have to get a voice changer. I need some more guns.
Yeah,
yeah, it's 50-50. Try it. If you're willing to take the harassment, hey, you might get a gun for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
we get some crazy toxic stories. I don't know if there's anything PG about it, but there's this one guy that every time he killed us, he would flip us over and say, "You like that? You like when I flip you over?" And oh my God.
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember telling a guy I would be in his core, and I was in his core.
That's too funny. I don't know what clip it was from, but it was one of your clips, and I was absolutely dying because your trash talking is S tier when you do it. And somebody they said something of like, "Are you a girl?" And you were like, "Yeah, you ever met one in real life before?" That was pretty funny.
So
yeah, exactly. It just it cut deep. It cut pretty deep.
Good.
Yes, yeah. The best though is when you kill somebody, and then there's that. It's like a 10-second window. And I'm guilty of this too sometimes, where that initial interaction when you run up to the down player, it starts off very sweet. They're trying to work out, okay, maybe this person's going to pick me up. And then there's a point at which they realize that's not happening, and they flip the switch and
let it go.
They let it fly. And it's so Rust, and it's so great. It's just, I love it. So, ALPACASITA, what's coming next for you? I know you're gonna complete the 30-day streaming challenge on Twitch. Yep. Any more YouTube videos in your future?
I have actually been talking to my sister. My sister is like an Overwatch creator editor, so she edits videos for Overwatch creators, and she actually has her own like Overwatch channel. So we're both into games, just different games.
Mm-hmm.
And she's really good at editing. I really like her style, and I do think that like there is maybe a small gap, because for us, YouTube is very oversaturated, and I have a thing with like just putting out videos that are the same as everybody else's. Like, what's the point? There's just, even if you're passionate about it, like you need to make yourself, like you need to give people a reason to watch you over other people, you know? So I realized that the videos that I was making were just that, basically. Like, you know, they're fun because they're me, and I really like making them. I only do things if I enjoy it, right? So I did enjoy making those videos. But I did find that they didn't really add anything to the Rust scene. And so I stopped making them, and I started brainstorming. And so my sister and I have some ideas, and she's going to help me edit because I'm not as good as she is. But I'm hoping that, you know, in the coming like month or two, we'll see some videos in my channel that are different, that they're not the same as everything else. And like, it might go completely wrong. It might flop, but I would rather try something that isn't out there already than keep putting stuff out that's already out there. And it's just, you know, there's no point in it being there. That's just taking up space.
Sure. That's reminds me of the quote. I know of no greater goal than to perish in attempting the great, or something like that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm excited to see.
Thank you.
This podcast has got me a lot bigger into watching streaming, folks streaming, because primarily I was a YouTube person. I watched tons of YouTube content. Frog. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I was trying to think of the word.
That's how I learned how to play the game.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's how I learned how I think I can play the game. I cannot. But yeah. So that's very cool. We'll keep an eye out for that. Before we go, any advice for any aspiring streamers out there?
I think basically what I just said, give people a reason to watch you. You don't have to be insanely good at the game. I know I'm not, and I want to be, and you know, I will continue to try and do my best. But you know, if you're particularly funny, then play into that. If you are like just super kind and you talk to your chat and that's like what you want to go for, then go for that. Whatever, like play to your strengths and make sure that you are playing to your strengths, because if people don't have a reason to watch you, they're not going to. And also, like, don't dwell too hard on the numbers. At the end of the day, if you are having fun, if you are passionate, and if you truly believe in yourself, it will happen for you. You just have to keep going. Don't dwell on the number on the screen. It really doesn't mean as much as your passion does. Yeah. Also, if you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
There you go.
Because at the beginning, there ain't no money.
That passion. That's what you need to do it for. Yeah. Very good. Love it. Okay. Where should people go? They want to check out your content.
Mostly my Twitch. You can follow me on YouTube too to maybe see the new content that I'm trying to put out. And I'm going to start doing TikTok more often. So yeah, but most often my Twitch, and I'm very active on my Discord too, if you want to join that.
Very cool. We're going to link all that stuff in the show notes. Folks, be sure to go over there, check that stuff out. It's epic. She's got another 18 days of streaming ahead of us. Check that out, and many more days after that. That's great.
I dabble in some IRL content.
There you go. Absolutely epic. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to come speak to us and bless us with your knowledge. Keep owning those wipes. Dropping the vibes. Absolutely. This is a public service for you, the viewers at home.
Come on.
We're out.